screen and we'll work out stuff here. I may have you work out problems. I may not, depending on this. So at the end of the lesson, I'll send you a PDF of the notes. And then we're also screen recording. So if you have questions that, you don't remember what I said, you can go back and look at that. Now, I do have to start out by saying chemistry. While I've helped a lot of chemistry students over the years, it's not my favorite. I'm not the expert. I'll do my best here. And if it doesn't work, I'll be happy to help with math, but your mom sent over some stuff. When I looked it over here in the first 4 minutes, I didn't see anything here that was like out of the ordinary, but this time is completely for you. What do you want to work on, or what is it that you think you're struggling with here?
I'm really struggling mainly with like the net ionic equations and like balancing them.
Okay, so the ones on the second page here, I guess, let me snip one in here. All right, let me so something like this, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, now do you try to balance them? You probably balance these first, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, this is correct, but you're saying like this is something you're really struggling with. Is it just balancing equations in general?
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like I got it and then the rest I just completely like lost it. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused.
Okay, is it okay if I find some other problems for us to work on, since these are okay? I wasn't sure. I mean, you did break these apart and you have the aqueous and the solid and all that stuff. But then you're just mostly concerned about how to write the coefficients in front. Is that right? Okay. Do they have to be net ionic, or just can they be any type of equations?
They have to be ionic, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's take a look here. Now, how are you doing in this class otherwise?
I have like a 72, so I'm like passing, but I want to be doing better.
How would you rank this class compared to your others? Like, do you like it? Do you like chemistry? Do you not like chemistry?
I don't really like it. I have like A's in the rest of my classes, so it's really only this class. Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, it's only 1 year, although most students end up taking it again in college.
Yeah.
So that doesn't always help. All right, I just found some. These might be too easy, too hard. I have no idea. We'll just take a look here. All right, so let me make this bigger. And again, I'll send you the notes here at the end, so don't feel like you got to write everything down.
Okay.
So a lot of ways to do this. It's kind of patterning, like okay, there's one AG, there's one AG. I noticed that like I'm looking for things that stand out. There's 3 O's, there's 3 O's. Okay, there's 1 CL, there's 1 K, there's 1 K. All right, we're looking pretty good here, right? So like to me, this one is already balanced.
Yeah, it looks
okay.
Like it.
It looks like it's already balanced. This is a terrible example. It's the problem with this, but that is sort of the process. You sort of start looking and you're like, well, what's there and what's not there. Now, are you supposed to be able to write the net ionic equation, or are you just balancing it?
You have to like balance it to be able to solve it. So
let me just make sure I understand. Like here's another problem. I just looking up some of these worksheets on my screen. Like, this problem is like wants you to write the products over here. Are you asked to do that, or are you just asked to balance?
Yeah, we do some of that too. Yeah.
Okay, is that something you're also not sure about, or is that?
No, that I can figure out. It's really just the balancing that's confusing.
Okay, all right. Why don't these? Okay. Okay, so let's look at another one here. Hopefully this will be a winner. All right. So here's an equation. kind of, you look for something that stands out. I don't know if anything stands out to you here, like something kind of extreme. Like I noticed there's two H's, kind
Yeah,
of jumps out to me. So that makes me kind of want to put a 2 over here,
yeah.
but you don't really take any steps yet. You just kind of observe and see if anything else works out here for you. But the other thing I'm noticing, like NO3 is doubled here.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we probably want 2 of them here,
Yeah.
probably. And that may end up doing it for this one. But that's
Yeah.
the kind of approach that you're trying to take here.
I'm trying to find some problems where I
Yeah,
can figure it out because like on my test, there was a problem. I just gave up. I didn't even finish it because I could not like
right.
balance it right.
Right. So let me, I've got some, I finally found some better ones. These aren't net ionics. So I hope that doesn't matter. They're complicated though. So like this is an example of when I found that it's the kind of thing that is pretty tough for students to be able to balance. Something like this. Would this be okay to work on, or is this?
Yeah, we can try that.
Okay, so this is the reason this is a better example is it's got more confusion in terms of like, oh, there's H's over here, there's an H here, and there's water, you're not just seeing like the separation of the
Yeah.
reactants. But again, you kind of look for like what stands out to you, like, okay, there's 3 H's, there's a 4th H, there's 2 H's there. So if we double that, that's good. But then you got this problem with the O's. You got 4 O's, 5 O's, 4 O's, 5 O's. Well, that's okay. You kind of just have to take a step and see if it works out.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to look at all of them to match up. So visually, like I know as maybe first time, like I can visually separate these pretty quickly, but that's important to be able to do, is to distinguish between all of them there. I don't like making tables and lists in this, even though I'm a math person. I don't find that to be super helpful. Maybe it will help you, but you got to take a step. Like I said, there's 3 and 4 H's here, and there's 2 here. So if you double this, your H's are good. But now you got to see, well, are the O's okay? Well, there's 2 O's and 4 O's, that's 6. So that means I have to put a 2 here to get more O's, but then that upsets the H.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the challenge is. All right, so is this the kind of problem that you're thinking of then?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so sometimes you'd like, it didn't work out so well. So now let's look at where something is only in one position. See how the K is only in one place? That's a little bit more stable to work with, because if you put 3 here, that matches up with the 3 there. So sometimes it's better to pick the one that's only got 1 in each position. So that means there's 3 H's to go with 3 H's. There's 6 H's over here. There's 2 H's here. See how there's only 1 H on this side? You generally want to try to like work with the one where there's only 1 on one side. If instead of trying to work where there's 2, see how O's in 2 positions in both of these? That's the last one you would work with.
Okay.
So you've got 3 H's, 3 H's, that's 6. So if you put a 3 here, that the H's now match.
Okay.
Is this clear, or is this still
Yeah.
changing?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that makes sense.
All right, now we move to the O. Okay. The O, there's 3 O's, there's 4 O's, so that's 7. 3 O's and 4 O's, that's 7. Excuse me, we're looking pretty good. Meaning they match up. So the only one we haven't looked at is P. P, 1P, 1P, we're good. One of the things that tells you when there's only P in one place is that whatever the coefficient is, they will always match as well. That's another thing to look for. So that would do it for
Okay.
this one.
All right, that makes more sense.
Okay. So I got a lot here. You mentioned maybe finding some, but I'd like to keep doing more of these unless you find some
Mhm.
you want us to work on.
I think I know what I want to do.
Okay, is it possible for you to send that over by email? If you don't have my email, throw it in the chat,
Yeah, I can do that.
or you have mom send it over by text,
I'll
whatever is
just do
easiest.
chat. Let's see, it's NA. Sulfate. I don't want to like write this wrong. Here, I'll just do it's.
You can also drop pictures into the chat if if you're set up. I don't know what you're taking this from. I can also try to write it.
So I think it's NA. Yeah, maybe try writing it. So it's NA, and then it's parentheses, SO4, and then put a put a 2 in front of the NA, because that's the.
So it's already been kind of
Oh wait,
balanced.
no, like in front of the, like after the NA, like as a subscript.
NA2 like
Yeah,
this.
NA2, yeah. And then plus K parentheses NO3. Yeah, like that.
But what, so do we need to get the,
Yeah, and then the answer would be NA with the, it'll be NA NO3, or was it?
yep, sodium
And
nitrate
then
or something,
plus KSO4.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's some balancing here. Okay, just
Yeah.
get a little more room. Okay, great. So a couple of things that applied last time. If the thing only appears in one place,
Mm-hmm.
rather than like, see how O's are in two places, that's bad to deal with. But NA is only in one place, so I'm immediately drawn to that.
Mm-hmm.
You could say the same thing about K. Actually, this is not in the right place. So on the right here, there is one NA. On the left, there's two. So I'm immediately like saying, okay, I better put two there.
Yeah.
Okay, now that upsets things because now you have two NO3s. You've only
Yeah.
got one NO3 here.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's what I noticed before I want to do that. There's only a K in one place on both
Mhm.
sides, which means whatever number goes here also needs to go here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so, and we just said that, well, now we've got two NO3s, so we better put two there.
Yeah.
So now here's what's still good. Na2 is still good. The NAs are still good. I'm sorry, the NAs are good now. The NO3s are good, but the K is not good. So that means I have to put a 2 over here on the right.
Mm-hmm.
So that, but the problem now is you've got two SO4s, you've only got one here.
Mm-hmm.
Is this, how comfortable are we feeling like this is pretty correct? Like that there's no chance there's a mistake in any of the, like there's not a
Yeah,
missing
let me look at
parentheses.
that one more time. Let's see. NA. Yeah, and then K. NO3. Yeah, it should be all right.
Okay, so we'll keep going here. So where we're at is two SO4s. So what that means is because SO4 is only in two places, whatever number goes in front of the SO4 has to also go on the left side here,
Yeah.
because you need the same number of them. So
Mhm.
all right, so let's back off here a little bit with these numbers. Sometimes you got to start and then back off.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that if there's a, and I'll just put a 2. If there's a 2 there, that means there needs to be a 2 there, which needs to be a 2 there. And the reason is because that gives you two Ks,
Mm-hmm.
two Ks, two not NO3. So that's two SO4s and two SO4s. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but now we've got four NAs.
Yeah.
which means we would put a 4 here. Are you sure this is an NA2? This is, I mean, it's really awkward that it would ever be a 2 down here.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't figure it out because
Yeah, well, that's because it never works.
yeah, because it just keeps on going. That's why I
Yes,
couldn't like
yes,
figure it out. I don't
yes.
know like what.
Is it possible this was a defect from a previous line, or
I
you know,
don't know because there's been like multiple like problems like this, so I thought maybe it's something I'm doing, but I really don't know.
like when you break it apart, it might be Na2 plus. And maybe that's, I'm trying to think if that's where the 2 came from.
Because the two is the ion from SO4, so that goes in front of the Na to balance it out. And the
Yes,
rest are all ones, so you don't have to write them.
yes.
So I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be much help here because I don't know
Yeah,
enough
I
about
really
it.
don't know
But
either.
here's the thing though. I'm gonna go out to our friendly Google. If you haven't done that, there's so much of this stuff is already available on the web.
Yeah.
Let me just take a look here and
Mhm.
see if I can tell you anything different than I'm not already told you. I used to have a good reference for these, but 3 KSO4. Yeah, I do see it here. So here is the Na2SO4, KNO3. Oh, so this is the issue is that this is supposed to be a K2 over here. That's why we're having
Oh.
problems. So let me this will really help here.
Oh.
K2SO4. Yeah. Okay. That helps. That really helps. So let's back.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So one little thing makes all the difference. So, but what that kind of helps out here a lot is since there's two of these two Ks on the right, there needs to be 2 over here on the left.
Mhm,
That's 2 now KNO3s, which means you need to make 2 NO3s here on the right.
mhm.
There's 2 NAs on the right. That goes with this here on the left, and everything is happy.
Oh, okay,
Everyone's
because the my whole understanding of it was you don't write any of the ions on the right side of the equation. So that's why I
well, it's got to bounce. So SO4 is 2 minus, isn't it?
yeah.
And K is 1 plus.
Yeah.
That's why there's 2 of them.
Yeah.
So did you write the right side when you worked on this?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't add the 2 for the K.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And just to be clear, I'm using, let me see if I can find a reasonable link to this. Let me just drop this in the chat here. There's so many good tools nowadays. It's no excuse for us not to be using this.
Mhm.
This is a balancer. I mean, it does it for you, but you can use it to check your work if you need.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So do you have some other ones that you want us to look at? Or can I
Um,
go back to that other worksheet with just balancing?
yeah, we can keep doing some more balancing.
Okay. Have you done any interesting lab experiments in this class?
We've done like a few, but not too many.
The big one back when I was in high school was to make ice cream. And I don't know if they still do that or not. All right. So here's one to balance. Again, you kind of look for anything that's kind of odd or things that are only in like one place. This is much easier than any of the ones that we've done so far. So I'm
Mhm,
fairly confident you can do this on your own, but
mhm.
you just have to start somewhere and say, well, okay, there's 2Ks, so maybe I put a 2 there.
Yeah.
The problem is there's 3 O's, so that doesn't work. So
Mhm.
you're like, well, what if I put a 3 there. So now the O's work, but the K's are off. So there's 6 K's here, which means you need 6 K's there.
Mhm.
Are the B's also correct?
No.
No. So we would go 2 there.
Mhm.
And then you always do kind of another double check. It's like, all right, 6 Ks, I got 6 Ks, 2 Bs. If I put a 1 there, that's 2 Bs, 3 O's, looks like it's good.
All right.
Now, if you're a strong math student, it's probably not bad to
Yeah.
be able to do that. If you're not a strong math student, it's really like, what do I do? Yeah, these aren't. So let me have you try one here, and you
Mhm.
can just tell me these are too easy. I got a huge list here now, so we can
Mhm.
make these really, really difficult if we want. Get rid of that. Okay. All right. Maybe you could talk me through something that you see or something you
Okay,
see to
so
start here.
there's 1K on both sides,
Okay.
and then there's 1O on both sides, and then there's 2 H's on both sides,
Yep.
and then 1 row of mine on both sides, so it's already balanced.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah. Do you have the kind of teacher that would give you something like that would not
yeah,
require? Okay.
yeah.
All right. So I won't give you one of those. Let's get a little more difficult one now. All right. So this one's a little more sophisticated.
Okay, so there's 2 aluminums, so add a 2 in front of the first one, and
Okay.
then
So when you do that, I immediately go to the one that also is modified and decide how that impacts
oh
things on the
yeah, so
right.
then that makes 3 of the hydroxide, and then
But
there's
but okay, sorry to interrupt, but just to be clear, it's 3 O's times the 2. You're looking at them individually. You don't
oh
care.
okay
You don't care that it's OH. I mean, in terms of balancing, you're like, whatever.
okay
3 H's doubled is 6.
mhm,
That's what you're looking for
okay
there. I will add in though that like the fact that H and O are also here really complicates this. So you may
oh
not want to do what I just said, which is to deal with this. You might say, let me go maybe because there's CO3 here and here. Maybe that's a better start. You gotta this one's a bit harder. So take a look. See
okay
if you come up
so
with anything.
are there 7 oxygen hydrogens on the left side?
So there's the 6 oxygens from this first one, and then there's 3 more here. That's 9.
Oh, okay.
But then there's 9 here and 1 more here.
Oh, okay. So, mm, uh, so there's 9 on the wait, there's 6. Oh, okay. There's 9 and then 8 and then so how would I Yeah, I'm lost. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay, that's fine. This one was intentionally much more harder. Just this
Mhm,
much more difficult. This helps me understand where you're struggling
mhm,
to be able to best help you. So yeah, again, like the the um the relationship is important here, that whatever you do to this one
mhm,
and this two, like they're always going to be changed together.
mhm.
I hope that's clear. Like if this went to a two, that's going to change to a four. Okay.
Okay.
So like you're doing, you're trying to figure out, well, how many are on the left? So and let's look at the O's. There's 6 O's
Mhm,
plus 3 O's on the left. And then there's 9 O's and then 1 O on the right. So what you have to look at is in terms of maybe that's not helpful, is like how you can increase them. Like this can only double
mhm,
this 9, like the 9 could go to 18
mhm.
because you could increase this number here, but this allows you to go up by 1 to match. So like you try to play with the one that's got more flexibility. Going up by 1 is a lot better than going up by
Mhm,
9. But you can already see the problem is you got too many, which means you need to add, and you might as well just do it here. You might as well just throw in a 2 right there.
mhm.
So that gets you to 6 O's. 6 and 6 is 12. So that means we might put a 3 here, because
Mhm.
that now is 3 O's, and now the O's match. Do you see 6 and 6, 9 and 3?
Um,
Now that's a start. Now that's maybe not the answer, but that's a
yeah,
start. Okay. So we're in good shape with the O's. Now we got to look at the H's.
yeah.
So there's 3 H's doubled. There's 6 H's. There's 4 H's. That's 10.
Mhm.
And then this is interesting. The H's are only in one place here. So we really should deal with that first. There's 6 H's. So we've got a problem here because we currently have 6 and 4,
Mhm.
10, and this gets us we don't have enough here. So we need to change this number here. We need to deal with the H's. So if 5 goes there,
Mhm.
now that's 10 H's.
Uh-huh.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So it's kind of an iterative process here. Now we
Mhm.
got to go back and look at the O's,
Yeah.
because we changed. Now there's 5 O's. There's still 9 O's. That's 14.
Mhm.
On the left is 6 and 6. So that's a problem, which means we've got to now change some numbers. But what we should have been doing the whole time is matching these up, the H's.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got some issues here in terms of like this. This one's more complicated. So let's just change this to a 3.
Mhm.
And it's a bit of a guessing game. So that's now 6 H's, which gets you to 12 H's on the left side, which means you change this to a 6 over here on the right to get to 12 H's. See how the H's match?
Yeah.
That's good. And then you go back and you look at the O's. You're like, all right, well, what's going on with the O's now? So I have 6, 9, and 6. That's 15. On the right here, that changes to 9. 3 O's times the 3 is 9. And when you know it, it works out.
Oh, okay.
So the problem with these balancing is they're either really easy or really hard.
Yeah.
There's never an in between. So we'll just do a couple more, see if we can get it down. Usually the ones with water are particularly upsetting.
Yeah.
But we made the mistake here of not dealing with the H first. We should have
Mhm.
noticed that H and H went to a single H, and that would have helped us to know to deal with H first.
Mhm. I see.
So let's try to avoid the mistake of doing that. Mostly me. Has your teacher been teaching chemistry for a long time, or first time teacher?
Yeah, he's been teaching a long time.
Okay, so no issues there.
Yeah.
If you ever get, there's all these Facebook groups, and there's some wild things that are said out there about teachers not really being ready to be in the classroom, unfortunately, but not the case for you. So sounds like you got a decent teacher.
Some teachers are like that for me, but not my chemistry teacher.
Doesn't necessarily get any better in college. Sometimes you get good teachers, instructors, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, my teachers are like all fresh out of college, pretty much.
Oh, all right. So when I look at this, I see that MG is in one place on each side.
Mhm.
That's really good. I see that P is also in one place, which is really good. But O is in two places.
Yeah.
O is in two places. H is in two places, but it's only in one place here.
Hmm.
So the rule here is to deal with H before O,
Okay.
because O is in two and two, or two on the left and two on the right. H is only in one place on the right. But even before we get to that, we're going to deal with the MG and the so maybe write lightly when you do this, when you do these. So three
Yeah.
MGs on the left, three MGs on the right. We're in good
Mhm.
shape there. What that also tells you is that these right here are always in the ratio of 3-1.
Mhm.
So it could be a 6-2. That's kind of what I was alluding to in previous problems. We don't need to make any changes to that yet. There are two P's here. So we're going to put a 2 in front there. And that also is another relationship. These are always in the relationship of 2-1, 4-2, and so on. Okay, and
Mhm.
now, like you said, we need to deal with the H's. All right, so how many H's do we have? We have 6.
Mhm.
And maybe it's better to put, so H's, we have 6. How about on the right here? I'm sorry, in this one term, how many H's do you see?
2.
Times the 3.
Oh, 6.
6. So you get 6 plus 6. How many H's do you have over here?
2.
2. So we don't have hardly enough. Sorry, my screen is lagging. Technology issue. Do just a moment. So that means we're going to put a 6 in front of the H2O,
Mhm.
because that'll give us the right number there.
Yeah, this one is a little bit easier.
But we're not done. We haven't
Oh.
dealt with the O's. So it's almost a checklist, like
Mhm.
the we've dealt with. Sorry, my screen. Always the worst possible time. We dealt with MG, we dealt with P, we dealt with H, but you still got to get to the O's.
Mhm.
So now we just look at the O's. So there's 4 times 2, that's 8.
Mhm.
How many O's are in this second one here?
6.
6, so that's 14. On the right here, you've got 6 plus how many O's from this one?
Just 2, or yeah.
Times 4.
Oh, 8.
8.
8. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that may be also part of the issue, that just the way this is counted. But see how it worked out. 8 plus 8 gets you just 14
Yeah.
on both sides. Okay, is it okay if I keep doing some of these, or is there something
Yeah.
else you want us to work on?
Yeah. Maybe one more. I'll probably get it.
Sounds good. It does seem like the ones with water are the more ridiculous ones here. This one looks okay. 17. Okay, so when you look at this, kind of the rule number 1 is, do you see an element that's only in one place on both sides?
Um. Element that's.
Like we're looking at in this problem, there's only C, H's, and
Mhm.
O's, but like you're looking for, like, see how there's 2 O's,
Yeah.
in both
Oh.
places. That's what I'm referring to. Like
Oh.
that's
Okay.
bad. That's like,
Oh, I see.
but like the C and a
Mhm.
C, that's good. And there's H and then H.
Yeah.
So you just have to pick one to start with. You're either going to deal with the C first, excuse me, or the H first. Which do you want to deal with?
The C.
So that means, okay, I got 6 here. I'm going to
Mhm,
put a 6 there. So that's 6 C's.
mhm,
There's 6 H's. So you need to put 3 over here to get the
mhm.
H's balanced. And then what you're hoping for is that the rest of this works out. So now let's look at the O's. We got 2 on the left, on
Mhm.
the right. How many O's do you have from O2 times 6?
12.
12. And how many O's do you have from the water here?
3.
So these are way off. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Way off. The only way to increase the O's though is we can only do it evenly.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you put, so this is 15 here on the right. If you put, you can't put 7.5, although that would be
Yeah.
okay. I don't, has your instructor shown you that technique?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me show you this because this actually works. You may like this.
Mm-hmm.
So is this balanced now?
Yeah.
It is. But the rules are you can't have a decimal in there.
Yeah.
So if this were a math problem, I
Mm-hmm.
would tell you to get rid of the fractions by doubling,
Mm-hmm.
and you can do that. So let me grab this again, snip it down here. So you just double everything, 2, 15, 12, and 6.
Oh.
So you actually can, I would stick to halves. I wouldn't get down to like quarters or thirds, but
Yeah.
you could actually still do that. I think they teach that in higher level chemistry,
Mm-hmm.
but not for sure. Okay, so they'll just didn't mention this earlier. Our lessons are 50 minutes. We got another 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Are there some things you would like us to work on that we haven't worked on, or what else would be helpful for you?
Uh, maybe the like half reactions.
Half reactions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, okay. These right here.
yeah.
All
Like
right, I
that
see.
reduction and oxidation.
So I was really impressed with this because it's just a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab one or two here. Okay, so you wrote this as you're writing.
Yeah.
Is this correct? I mean, I assume this was correct.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty
Okay, that's
sure.
what it looked right, but I'm not an expert by any stretch. So like what I noticed is that whenever it was reduction, you
Mm-hmm.
always added electrons to the left side,
Yeah.
and that's a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many you add is based on the
Mm-hmm.
exponent here. The I don't remember what this is called. The whatever it's called.
The charge.
Charge. Thank you. Yeah. Um, and that's it. Like the other possibility is oxidation,
Mm-hmm.
and the electrons go on the right.
So
They're
am
really,
I for example, for the first one, am I doing like the 2 minus the 0 and I'm like losing 2 electrons? Is that what
so
I think that means?
these two have to go to 0 because there's a 0 here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's why it works out. And same thing here, the 2 plus and then the 2
Mm-hmm.
electrons cause it to go back to 0.
Oh, okay.
Now, I didn't look closely enough to see if it was anything but 0 on one of the sides, but
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of backtrack, if you're adding electrons to the left, it's reduction. If you're adding electrons to the right, it's oxidation. And I'm just looking through this. So the side with the single element always seems to have a 0 on it.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing more to this than what you have here.
And then if you look at number 8, it's like I don't know if I did that one right. So I don't know if the like
So to me, let me look at this here. let me look at number 8.
I don't know, like,
Your first few were right on.
yeah.
This one here, though, I mean, what I see. So okay, let me backtrack here. I guess I need to look. So are there 3 zincs that are each 2 plus? And then that would be 6 electrons.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. Yeah.
Okay, let me do a quick search on this because I can synthesize it pretty quickly. Oxidation, reduction, example. I'm not finding a good reference here. Just a moment. I do think that what I just last said is though the right path here. I would like to confirm that though, because that will change most of the ones that you've done.
Yeah, I think you are right though.
You don't have any examples from class that you know are correct that are
I'm gonna
like
look
this?
on the. I'm gonna look if he has posted like the answers or something, and I'll
Okay. Okay. Yeah, please do.
let me look. Okay.
O2 plus 4E.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay, so we do have to change then a bunch of these.
Yeah.
We'll just start with the first one here. So the first one here, you have 2 Ca2 pluses, which means it's really 4 plus,
Mm-hmm.
and that means that this should be 4E here.
Uh-huh.
And that's because it's a 0 here. It's not always 0. Like the examples I were looking at, it doesn't always change.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at stuff like it was like Fe2 plus 1E becomes Fe1 plus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always 0, but I think you'll see the pattern really quickly here. Let me snip in a few more of these. Number 2. So I would probably double check this with your teacher. Like this one's a good example. Like, is it really 9 plus? So that means there should be 9 electrons. I think that it is, but I would just want to confirm that with the instructor to
Yeah,
make
I'm
sure.
looking at like at the answer key, and it looks like all that's what he's doing too.
Is number 2 9 plus or 9E, sorry.
I don't have the answer key for that, but on an example, it shows 2 aluminum plus 3 is equal to 2 aluminum, and then it's adding 6E. So
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
yeah.
So it's the same thing on the oxidation side. So number 3 is actually correct the way you have it there. So 3 is fine. Let me see if I can quickly scan through these. 4 we need to change to 6E. Actually, let me grab a group of these. All right, so this should be 6E's to
Mhm.
go with the, well. No, this is on the wrong side, because this is 3 minus,
Yeah.
so actually it should go over here.
Mhm.
And then it would be, yeah, 6E minus here. This one, number 5 would be 16E,
Mhm.
so that. So on the number 6, also, since the right side is negative, you need to get it, because the E's only go
Yeah.
in that direction, only goes down that way.
Mhm.
7 is good. It also changes the oxidation
Yeah.
reduction as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
6 plus, so that's a 6E minus. Unfortunately, when you do them all under a certain pretense, they all work out poorly.
Yeah.
But that's why it's practice. You know, you're
Mhm.
practicing for the exam. Mom said you had an exam maybe today, or you got one next week.
Yeah.
So think of it as, okay, I can improve for that,
Mhm.
rather than, you know, get down on yourself for this.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So here, let me snip in a few more. So just my last comments will be, I mean, this is probably what it will be like for us for working on these. There are some
Yeah.
problems in the second half of the class that are more math based, that I'm going to be a lot faster to be able to help you with.
Uh-huh.
But I will be fumbling around a little to help you with these, because I don't see it very often.
Mhm.
8E minus, oh, sorry, not 8E, 2E. And the reason is you got to get back to the 2 minus
Yeah. Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I see.
6, that's right. That one's good. That's good. This should be 4E. 8E. That's good. Yeah. So this last one,
Mhm.
I guess it's 13E minus. So there's 13 there. I think that'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope, Natalie, I really hope this helped.
Yeah, it did. Thank you so much.
I will send you the notes here shortly, and
Mhm.
I always upload. The upload takes about a day, 12 to 24 hours, because there's a
That's
Zoom
fine.
delay and a YouTube delay, but happy to help. And thanks. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome. Bye now.